Tom and Karen had always been early risers when they were younger, but as they got older and retired, they found themselves sleeping in later and later each day. They had gotten into the habit of staying up late watching TV and sleeping in until 10 or 11 in the morning. One day, Tom suggested that they start waking up earlier again and watch the sunrise from their porch. Karen was hesitant at first, as she had grown used to her lazy mornings, but she eventually agreed to give it a try. The next morning they set their alarm for 5:30 a.m. and stumbled out of bed bleary-eyed. They bundled up in blankets and made their way to the porch, where they watched the sky gradually change from dark to light. They sipped their coffee and talked quietly, enjoying the peace and quiet of the early morning. As the days went on, they continued to wake up early and watch the sunrise. They began to notice the beauty of the natural world around them, the way the colors of the sky changed each morning, the songs of the birds, the way the light danced through the trees. They also started to feel more energized and productive throughout the day, thanks to their early morning routine. But the biggest change came from the way they started to see their lives. Watching the sunrise reminded them of the beauty and possibility of each day. They started to appreciate the simple moments of their lives, the taste of their morning coffee, the warmth of the sun on their skin, the sound of the wind in the trees. They realized that there was so much more to life than just sleeping in and watching TV all day. As the months went by, Tom and Karen became known in their neighborhood as the sunrise couple. They inspired others to wake up early and appreciate the beauty of each day. And as they celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, they watched the sunrise together, grateful for the many years they had shared and the beauty of the world around them. Tom and Karen's newfound appreciation for each day led to a new sense of adventure. They started taking morning walks in their neighborhood, discovering hidden paths and beautiful gardens they had never noticed before. They visited local parks and nature reserves, and even planned a few weekend trips to explore new places. Their energy and enthusiasm were contagious, and their friends and neighbors started joining them on their early morning adventures. They formed a small group that met every morning to take a walk, watch the sunrise, and enjoy each other's company. But it wasn't just their social life that improved. Tom and Karen's health and well-being also improved. Their early morning routine helped them to sleep better at night, and the fresh air and exercise did wonders for their physical and mental health. As they sat on their porch one morning, sipping their coffee and watching the sunrise, Karen turned to Tom and said, "I never thought I'd say this, but I'm so glad we started waking up early. It's amazing how much more we can do and see in a day when we started off right." Tom smiled and took her hand. "I'm glad we did too," he said, "and I'm grateful that we get to do it together." As they watched the sun rise higher in the sky, they knew that they would never go back to their old habits. They had discovered a new way of living, one that was full of adventure, beauty, and possibility, and they were excited to see where it would take them next. As Tom and Karen continued to wake up early and explore the world around them, they realized that they had been missing out on so much. They had spent so many years in a comfortable routine that they had forgotten what it felt like to try new things and experience new places. They decided to make a bucket list of all the things they had always wanted to do, but had never had the time or energy for. They included things like learning to dance, taking a hot air balloon ride, and visiting every state in the country. They started checking items off their list one by one, and each experience was more exhilarating than the last. They took dance lessons and discovered a love for swing dancing. They soared over the countryside in a hot air balloon, watching the sunrise from high above. They visited new cities and made new friends along the way. Their adventures didn't stop there. They started volunteering at a local animal shelter, helping to care for abandoned cats and dogs. They even adopted a senior dog named Charlie, who quickly became a beloved member of their family. As they sat on their porch one morning, watching the sunrise with Charlie by their side, Tom turned to Karen and said, "I never thought I'd be living a life like this at our age, but I wouldn't have it any other way." Karen smiled and took his hand. "Me neither," she said. "It's amazing what a simple change in routine can do. Who knew waking up early could lead to so much happiness?" They sat in comfortable silence for a few moments, taking in the beauty of the morning. Then Tom stood up and stretched. "Well, what do you say we go check another item off our list today?" he said. Karen grinned. "I'm ready if you are," she said, and with that, they set off on their next adventure, eager to see what each new day would bring.